Hello, Gravy Timothy's, and welcome back to another Hearts of Iron 4 mod extravaganza. I don't know what it is, but every time I check the workshop nowadays, there's a new mod for a nation that you kinda never play as. Say kinda. I think without a doubt, this is probably one of the least played nations in HOI4. Because aside from a few mods like Kaiserreich or Kaiser Redux, this is one of those nations that you never really think about in the game, and that's Mongolia. Whenever I play Hearts of Iron 4, just base game vanilla, there might as well just be a void in this general area that I don't even perceive. But the mod we have today is one that gives Mongolia a rework, a focus tree, and it's more vanilla based, much like the Russian democratic tree we just did. And honestly, these are probably one of my favorite mods to do. You know, they're nothing too crazy, they're nothing insane, just something that you could see Paradox doing, and then adding a 1699. Hey, alright, it does look pretty good so far though, but would I pay 1699? Probably not. You know, actually, I think if we're gonna do this, I'm gonna risk it, and we're gonna play historical focuses off today. I do think this might be hugely regrettable, but when is it not nowadays? Okay, here we are, Mongolian People's Republic. Unlike in the base game, we do actually start off as a puppet of the Soviets. Technically a Dominion, so we're not too far off breaking free over here. Yeah, we got a few horrible things on our nation that I'm sure we can go ahead and fix, but more importantly, we do have the spirit of the Khan. We are led by Peljidin Genden. I'm sure I've nailed that one, and his only thing that I could really spot that's horrible about him is the fact he's not very good at making friends. Other than that, he's a pretty decent leader for what it's worth, and his devout Buddhist trait up there is already knocking us to non-aligned, which we have quite a bit of. Now, there are a few paths that we can do here. One of them obviously being sticking with the, you know, revolution, keeping with the Soviets, or potentially going our own way, but I don't think we're going to do that. We're gonna go with nationalist sentiment over here, because the Khan is coming back. Also, just, yep, that's a spirit we're going for today. Yeah, unsurprisingly, we are Mongolia. Things are pretty horrible for us. No infrastructure, no real factory or industrial capabilities, and I think we're gonna have a bit of a struggle to really get some land going. Okay, so Stalin's already getting about his purges, and he's brought it over to Mongolia, which is just great, honestly. So we're gonna have to watch out for this NKVD coup, which, yeah, I don't particularly like the sound of that. Right, fellows, we're throwing off the yoke of communism in our country and truly gaining our freedom, but in doing so, we are gonna have to fight a civil war. I'm sure it'll be fine, definitely not the worst terrain in the entire world to fight in. Now, we can technically still do a few of these focuses before we actually do throw off the yoke. They will get locked after that, but we only have 90 days left on this impending NKVD coup, which I don't think we should risk. Although technically I could go ahead and do army allegiance right here. That's only 35 days. I'm 10 into it anyway, and then still get throw off the yoke. And this one will give me the majority of the army in a civil war, so that sounds pretty good to me. And boom! Mongolian civil war time. I think if they actually added new states to Mongolia too, I think they have, although also, I'm not too sure the Paradox didn't add these a long time ago as well. It's really hard to remember because who looks up Mongolia? It's definitely a very fun civil war. If you can't tell, they have no VPs, so I'm actually just running around for land until they capitulate. Okay, nice. The great Mongolian state. And now we got this fella, who ain't as great as the other guy, but he's not the worst, I guess. Now here comes the big choice. Do we get the Khan, or do we stick and go to the radical youth movement and become the nationalists? As far as I can tell, yeah, it doesn't lock us out of anything below us, so it is just a choice whether or not you want to go with the nationalists or, you know, go monarchy, essentially. Come on, you know, if I'm playing Mongolia, I'm getting the damn Khan back. Plus, it does come with a pretty nice research speed modifier, which yeah, I got a lot of stuff to figure out if you can't tell. Oh, that might complicate a few things here. I found a small issue with the mod where if you actually just scroll over to the industry tree, it will crash your game, but if you zoom out you can then do it. Classic mod. I mean, it does, you know, classify itself as a vanilla-esque mod, and that is the type of glitch that would be in a vanilla-type scenario nowadays. Okay, even the zoom-out trick keeps breaking now and again. My game keeps crashing, so I think what we're going to do, just to stop me rebooting the game, I'm just going to use the console to auto through all of this crap. It's a bit gamey, I guess, but there's not really too much I can do because my game keeps crashing every time I look over here. There you go. I could do everything bar 3 focuses at the moment, so I'll just leave that for now. And we'll have to come back to that later. It's just my game keeps crashing. Ooh, looks like the Japanese are going democratic. Well, if they win their civil war, they're going democratic. But the AI, they don't always win it. I didn't even realize I had an option up here to protect Tanatuva, and then I could just immediately get to work on integrating them. But already, our great Mongolian state is growing larger. Ooh, that's interesting. The Czechs just said no to the Germans, and Hold on, there's a few things to unpack here. First off, Austrian Italy. And I guess second off, Germany's dead. Just gonna go back to Mongolia and chill out for a bit. Kind of got in a way for me, as I do need the world tension to go up so I can actually justify a few of these people, because the United Front, I believe, yep, it hasn't formed. So I could start going to war with people down here if people started making the world angry. And obviously, if I didn't go with the Khan, I'd already be able to do this, which, was it worth it? I mean, the downside to, you know, having the Khan is that I do have to look at the Khan. He's kind of intimidating. Oh, well, you know, I always thought Iraq did belong in the Danubian Federation. More importantly, though, I'm declaring war on Mengkukuo. Oh, I have 2 choices here. I could create a faction with the Russians or invite the faction with the... I'm going to go with the Russians, actually. Why the hell not? Okay, now, yeah, it's very important that we beat Mengkukuo here and they don't exist so that we can do our focus here called the Mengjiang officials, and then past that, we can do the Pan-Mongol state, which gives us weekly manpower 1,000, which, yeah, we need really badly. Well, it's not what I'd call a perfect peace conference. Not too sure what to do with this random state, but I owed it. Oh, someone just died. What the... Oh. Goodbye, Germany. And the British are fighting the French. There is quite a bit to unpack here. And most importantly, though, the Danubian Federation is absolutely huge. That... It's kind of scary. More importantly, though, over in Mongolia, I've got my claim over on the Shibidi Shanma, and hopefully they don't join anybody's faction. Also, the mod developer, I don't know where they got the voice sounds from, or if they did them themselves, or they paid someone to do it, but they have actually put voice lines in for the units. It's perfect. The German Reich joined the Chinese United Front. Okay. Okay, we did Shanzi and Shibidi Sama, and we are looking not that great, actually. It did help because the PRC was also fighting them, but we can't get Shanzi because they are also in our faction, which is a bit annoying. And because they're in their own faction, we're in Russia's faction, I do want to get in on that as quickly as we can because I need to hold Beijing real quick. I didn't realize I can actually proclaim the Greater Mongolian state right there, and then also do this one down here, which is going to help with the manpower situation. Okay, Greater Mongolia was definitely the strap. 500k manpower to work with. It doesn't matter, I just have Russia to fight everything for me, and they're covering pretty much everything here. Okay, boys, Mongolia's back. Only in this part of the country, though. The rest is currently manned by Russian people. But it's really important that we do control Beijing as a whole, which is why I just declared that war. But we weren't quite ready because the Japanese are making moves towards it. And if we do control it, we can move down to revive the yuan. I will have to leave the Russian faction to get down there, though, which is going to be a bit tricky because they are pretty helpful. The best part is as well, everyone just wants to send me crap, and I am taking every damn thing I can, and also you're putting myself in a artificial deficit just so they keep sending me crap. Oh, well, Yunnan just ate China, and what? Oh, please tell me that hasn't messed anything up here. Sucks so damn much because I was pretty close to actually getting the capitulation there on China. Now I'm gonna have to go all the way through the mountains. Ooh, okay. Bad news is I don't actually have a lot of points. Well, I have a lot, but not as many as I'd prefer. So I'm gonna be a bit tactical with what we take here. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's not very pretty. but it was the best case scenario for this. Oh, isn't that absolutely horrendous to look up? All right, Russia, can't be friends with you anymore. Hoping you don't get a war goal on me, because I know you do have one in there, but we need to carry on our own thing. Like the second time I've seen this new nation spawn over here that is literally just called Partisans. I'm not sure if I showed it off in whatever video I was doing this, or maybe it was just a game I did in my own time, but what is this? It's really dumb. It just spawns out of like the Indian revolt things, and they don't even have cores on anything, I believe. It's all just occupied states. Okay, so we don't actually get this stuff cored or anything like that, but if I've read this correctly, when we go down here, we do get a compliance growth thing down. Oh no, we do get cores on Beijing. Okay, but everything else will just become a claim, and then we get daily compliance growth, which is pretty damn nice. I mean, Greater Mongolia don't look too great right now. It definitely looks better than normal Mongolia, but yeah. Oh wait, actually, can I just bypass this by making a faction with Tibet right there? Or am I actually gonna have to do this? This is gonna be so dumb. No, I can bypass. Oh yeah, actually, that does mean that my faction is now just called your faction name here. So whilst we are waiting around, I'm just going to take out these other two Chinas down. I already have a war goal on these ones too. Okay, nice. Okay, we're going to annex the rest of China that we can. Meanwhile, I'm hoping that, you know, the world just continues to burn. We got a bit more than Guangxi after that, actually. I think they went ahead. I didn't even realize they did the subdue the warlords, and they actually got Xinjiang as their puppet as well. So we are looking a little bit better on the map. I looked back at Europe in a while, and I was like, you know, France is kind of a funny color there. Yeah, it's not looking too great. I think both the Allies and the Russians are currently just carving up all of Europe. Yeah, not too sure where I'm gonna get involved here, but I think I may have to get involved. Well, I had a feeling this might be coming. Oh, I could invite the Danubian state of Austria, but they come with quite a bit of baggage, I see. Oh, well, that's interesting. I think whatever they've tried to model isn't modeled correctly. That, or I'm dying. Yep, I'm seeing the HOI4 light. Wow, look at that. Look how big I got and how large Great Yuan is now. It's so insane. All down to me, by the way, beating the Russians back. And nothing to do with the fact the Allies also declared war on them. We're going to look too deeply into that one. Or actually, who the hell owns what anymore? I can't really comprehend what I'm seeing. Every nation has changed colors. Well then, bit anticlimactic there. Oh yeah, that was a diabolical piece still. Yeah, that's definitely, that's not good. that's horrendous. Russia shit. Oh man, you know, ain't too much we could do about this. Oh, there you go. Russia just exploded. What the hell just? Why are there two Russias now? You know what? I ain't even gonna question it. Okay, things just keep getting worse and worse. Who's even who nowadays? Actually, okay, we got the Allies. Then we have the Rome-Rio Pact, and then this Russia down here, they're still alive. But this Russia, they're not still alive. Well, they're alive. They're just not in the faction, and they're both Russia. They're both democratic Russia. I gotta say, this Russia's border ain't the best. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go back to our new empire over here. I mean, the Mongol horde is in fact back. Oh, I think that's probably where we're gonna leave it off today. Definitely a very good focus tree. Definitely very vanilla-like. Super overpowered still. It does take a little bit for all the buffs and stuff to really, you know, come together. But the if you look at my manpower right now, considering I don't have any cores on China other than Beijing, yeah, it's definitely very powerful. I mean, the compliance gain alone is pretty damn good, but just all the non-core manpower you get, I'm not even sure where it comes from. Probably just a whole bunch of random crap that we have is very nice. Yeah, you do have to get the ball rolling, or else you do get stuck, though, I can tell you that much. But thankfully, we got kind of lucky in what our non-historical game ended up looking like. I mean, not what it actually looked like, because it looks absolutely disgusting, but still pretty good. I'll leave the mod link down below if you want to give it a go yourself, and feel free, leave a like, subscribe down below, and if you're the mod creator, please fix the issue wherever you look at the industrial side of the tree, your game crashes.